I'm John Crocker. I want to welcome back I'm not going to call you the technology geek. I don't think geek is, a very nice term. You can call yourself that if you want to. I call you the technology guru here, but David, you're the guy that's helping men and women to live more productive lives, healthier lives, less expensive, greener lives through some simple, some not so simple technologies. Some of them people aren't even aware about. So David Shimon, welcome back to the MoneyMan Report. How are you?
Thank you so much. Very, very good and pleasure to be here.
So David, in the past we have talked about some really neat technology stuff that has worked. Maybe let's flip the coin today. Let's talk about one idea that they thought would work that didn't work. What had you learned about algae and energy?
Okay. That's a great one because I'm right now in the energy business, so I'm very aware of it. And at the time, I was just for my technology, as you call me, guru, and I call myself a geek. I have discovered people were looking for alternative, and they started making ethanol from agricultural products, corn, right? Corn specifically, but they try to do just from anything, compose and generate energy.
The ethanol is the stuff that screws up the little carburetor in my lawnmower.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't even aware of it, but yes, it did. It's another example of what didn't work. But I have some information about specific. I went to the University of Virginia. Part of my being so interested and so up to date with the cutting edge technology, I like to call it bleeding edge technology because it's ahead of cutting
edge. Sounds dangerous. All right.
Right. So I went to University of Maryland Marine Biology Institute, which is number one in the world in research in anything to do with marine biology. Most people mistaken University of Hawaii, but actually University of Maryland Marine Biology is number one in the world. Wow. So in their laboratories, as I'm working about their fascinating discoveries and many things that they've done very well, so in all that, I have discovered that they're growing algae for energy. So I was all excited. At the time, I was not so involved in energy. To me, it was early stage, and I was fascinated. They had these large green bags of algae growing, and they said that's fantastic source of energy.
Algae it's just those one-cell organisms that...
Correct. They're just like mushrooms. They grow after the rain. The algae, the mold is an algae. You have them sometimes when you really don't want them. So it's very easy to grow one cell.
They feed on, is it the nitrates in the water that they feed on? Or?
Yes. So they have a lot of properties that help the environment. So they clean some of pollutions, but they themselves are just products of like garbage eaters, right? So bottom feeders. But the idea is to grow them in a laboratory. They're very inexpensive because you can feed them these cheap sources of energy for themselves, and they're converted, and we can take them and convert them into positive energy.
How do you convert algae? How do you convert a little microorganism into energy? I mean, can I drive my car on algae?
No, not yet. Not now. What you do is you create a compost out of them, and the energy. And to be honest with you, I'm not very knowledgeable about the actual conversion of the algae into the energy, but there are source of energy that is better than ethanol on the laboratory. And we're speaking about in the laboratory, it is better.
Okay.
Cheaper, better, and you can grow them in huge quantities. I've seen some large bags full of algae and how they grow and repeat. And because they reproduce themselves, the single-cell creatures.
What color is it?
Green. It's all like, green algae.
It's like green slime? Or?
Exactly. It's all like in a scary movie. They come to get you.
Right, Ghostbusters?
Right.
All right.
So
the original, not the remake.
This is one example of a failure. In the laboratories, it looked fantastic. It looked like cheap to grow. Let's go and let's get it out there with farmers and grow them on large scale and then utilize them because you squeeze them and you get whatever the process is, which I cannot right now share simply because I was not very educated in it and I don't want to be misquoted. So you convert it, and actually you can run anything on it. You can generate electricity, you can generate heat, you can burn them, and you can create energy, similar to ethanol or any other processes of fossil fuel and so far and so on. Okay, but it's clean.
Right.
So clean to some degree.
And that's one reason why you even got into this stuff in the first place, right?
Exactly. My curiosity about what is the next wave, how do we clean the environment, knowing that we are creating such a damage with the carbon monoxide that we release to the air, and the carbon footprint of all our industries is scary, because our future generation is going to have to wear masks just to walk in the street. That's how scary it looks.
Well, like they do in Beijing, China right now.
Exactly.
Right? It looks all smoggy.
Because they don't care about the environment, and over there they just release carbon monoxide to the air and people get sick. People walk with masks. And that's what the future of the world, unless we take ourselves in our hands and really take some action. And I think it's time to take action. And I am on the cutting edge of taking action.
The bleeding edge.
The bleeding edge, as I call it, exactly.
So do have a break coming up here, but we're going to have David Shimon from SolarImOn on the other side of this break here. And if you go to the website, themoneyman.com, scroll down a little bit, you'll see that big SolarImOn banner down there. If you have any questions for David, you can go to the website right there and fill it out. A little later on in the show, I'm sure we'll get David to share his phone number or something with us. Lots of ways to get in touch. Stay with us, and we'll be back after another short break. No worries. You're not going to find this on another channel. I've tried.
The Biz, where money talks. You're tuned in to the Money Man Report with your host, TV and radio money man, Dan Frischberg. For more information about everything we're talking about, go to themoneyman.com right now. That's themoneyman.com.
Love that sign when I see the on-air sign light up. I'm John Crocker. Welcome back to the Money Man Report. I'm here in the studio with our technology guru, David Shimon. Dave, as a money manager, when I go out there are more than 7,000 companies and funds. Not only do I have to find a company and get a good deal, I also need to find a company that is doing something that maybe the rest of the world or very few other people aren't doing. And that's why one of the reasons why I love your solar panels so much, because you have patents. It's a protective barrier, it's a moat essentially around those revenue streams and profits. Tell us a little bit about the solar panels, because people are here, they're sticking it to the man, they're sticking it to the power company. What are they doing here? I'll stop talking. What are they doing here, and why is it so special?
Well, as we spoke before, I'm completely into technology. So as I entered the solar business, I was looking for differentiator, and I was researching what's best out there. So when we came up and secured the rights for the entire state of Florida for this cutting-edge, bleeding-edge technology, we really came up with that technology that no other company can have or have. What our technology, which we call self-cleaning panels, we can install it on any type of panels. Our panels, some of them are made in the U.S., some of them made elsewhere, but we're using the best panels the market can provide. But no other company can provide automatic, computerized cleaning processes that we do and install for no additional cost whatsoever. This is something that's come integrated to our installation. And what's unique about it, it senses the temperature, it senses the dirt on the panel, it knows when to come on, it doesn't come on every day. Florida have plenty of rain, not always we need to clean the panels.
Especially in the summertime.
Exactly. It's also it's very capable of measuring the temperature, so it doesn't clean the panels at the wrong temperature. That's another issue, because some people manually clean the panels and they're ruining them. Because these panels need cleaning from time to time.
Why?
That's a great question. The panels, what people don't realize, if they work according to the manufacturer specification, they work always at 100% manufacturer specification, provided they are clean, provided the sun is out.
Right.
Our system continuously maintain that 100% capacity and efficiency, because there are some days there are no rain. And there's tree pollens, there's dust, there's from road debris, and it's acid rain. Many, many things are too numerous to mention. And every panel lose efficiency. Some panels can drop 70% of its efficiency simply because of dust. Because to the panel, dust is thick clouds. So if you have a cloudy day, the panels don't produce 100%.
Okay.
They produce some, but they don't produce 100%. Our system maintains the panels 100% capacity, which means the consumers actually get the full spectrum of the electricity these panels can produce. And that's benefits no others can provide.
And with the panels working at 100%, I would think anyway that you would need less panels to get the same result.
Exactly. So very, very good. In our measurements, you need less panels. Our panels produce shading for the roof, prolonging the roof life. Less exposure to the sun.
Right.
Gives you lower temperature because the air conditioner have to work a lot easier. And our cleaning system maintain those panels to 100%. So it's win-win to everybody. So the consumer ends up to get more capacity of electricity, can use more electricity, and still be at payment program where it doesn't cost them any more than what they pay right now for the utility company.
So speaking of the air conditioning, are you still running that air conditioner deal you were talking about a couple of weeks ago?
Yes, meaning if we find a client that have one of those energy hogs, monsters that consume too much electricity, running totally inefficiency, old air condition, and cost the consumers huge amounts of money, what we do is we supplement. We put less panels, and then we buy the air conditioner and install the air conditioner for them. Because we are a general contractor, so we can do that for no additional cost to the customer, just to make sure that in compliance of sustainability. Our care is we really want to change the world. Fortunately, we have to do it one home at a time.
Hey, better than not doing it at all.
Exactly.
All right, so not only are you giving these folks free air conditioners, how does it work? What's my cost out of pocket here?
The cost actually, it's most people don't understand it because they think free and think there's nothing free in life. And I agree with them. There is nothing free in life. But
Bernie Sanders is telling me there's going to be free everything in a year from now.
Free where?
Free everything. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. In our dreams, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah. Everything free, there's a catch.
Yes.
Here, the beauty is there is no catch. There is no situation in business. As you know, we are on a MoneyMan talk, and we know business, and we attracted to business and sound business elements. In this situation, what the person is actually replaced from being a renter of electricity, using electricity, gaining no benefits from it other than the usage of electricity. They are renters. We provide them our actual factory. So we convert them to owners of electricity. When they convert to owners of electricity, their monthly payment, they're paying themselves.
Yeah.
Because they're increasing their asset or equity, just like in a home. Except no money down, not $1 down. It costs them nothing to get in. Won't cost them more than FPL. It's a no-brainer.
Right. So we only have a minute left here, but speaking of the bleeding edge of technology, talk quickly about the fan technology,
Sure.
and maybe we can get into it a little more on the other side.
Absolutely.
Here.
Well, basically, the fans is early stage. We are developing with some geniuses technology whereby we will generate wind energy on the roof, supplementing the panels, which mean during the night or during storm or during hurricane, during any time there's movement of air,
when
we're
no
generating
sun.
electricity. There's no sun. It will supplement the panels, and we're going to be able to be completely independently stationed, full factory producing electricity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Love it. Yeah, David, let's talk more about these fans on the other side here. I'm John Crocker. I'm here with David Shimon of SolarImOn, and both of us will be right back for more MoneyMan Report right after this. Don't touch that dial.
880 The Biz, where money talks. You're tuned in to the MoneyMan Report with your host, TV and radio money man, Dan Frischberg. For more information about everything we're talking about, go to themoneyman.com right now. That's themoneyman.com.
Welcome back to the MoneyMan Report. I'm John Crocker. I'm here with David Shimon of SolarImOn. David, this is the last segment, unfortunately, and it always goes by so fast. So before the music starts playing again, how do we get in touch with you?
Sure. Well, you can go to our website. We're basically SolarImOn, which we pronounce it SolarImOn.com. And, of course, you can call us on our phone, which is 954-998-7200. That number again is 954-998-7200.
So thank you very much. Let's get back to the fans real quick that are supplementing the solar panels. I can't wait to see one. I'm in love with this idea. Describe to me I've got some picture in my mind of some gigantic fan on my roof, but what's really happening here?
It's a great question, because the public actually suffering because a lot of national parks, beaches, all kinds of places full of these huge fans, ruining the view, and people really upset, and they make noise. Well, we are working on a completely revolutionary, as I like to say again, bleeding edge technology that we're working, proprietary technology of ourselves. Our fans are tiny. They're actually going to blend in on the roof with the panels. You're barely going to see them. They're going to be very, very sophisticated. They're going to turn their face always to the wind. They have sensors in them, so they turn to the wind. They lift
like a wind
up,
vane.
Exactly.
Right.
And so this way they can lift themselves or lower themselves based on the direction of the wind to maximize the efficiency, and they turn real fast. They don't make noise, and they make electricity.
I believe it's anyway in the development stages.
Yes.
Talking about bleeding edge here. Any rough idea of size, or can you not share it with us yet?
No, I could. Actually, size is very small. Consider like a small tabletop fan that gives you wind.
Yeah.
It's going to be about 1/10 of the size of that. So we're talking about small little fans.
Gosh.
Small little fans that people walking like on the beach with this battery-operated fans that turn around.
Yeah.
That's about the size that we're shooting for. We want to make them small. We want to make them very fast, because they'll turn very fast, and they will generate electricity, so they have very little resistance. The smaller they are, less resistant. You know, those big fans, they turn slowly. They're moving these huge gear.
Gigantic.
They cost millions and millions of dollars, and they're making noise, and they're ugly. We're trying to overcome all of it.
Awesome. To segue here to another show, pun intended, you'll figure it out in a second here. Just getting back to some of the cutting edge technologies that didn't make it. Talk about the Segway some, please.
Okay, well, Segway is another example for a huge failure with huge expectation of society. I remember the days it was secret. Everybody knew who is the scientist who works on it. They actually had a code name. They called it Ginger. They said it's going to change the world. It's going to change how we're going to structure cities. It's going to be revolutionary. And rumors were it's about transportation. I imagine these flying machines, flying carpets, all that. And I was very, very excited to the release. And when Segway came out, it's a total flop. It's failed. It's a very expensive, heavy machine, extremely sophisticated technology in it, but it provides you only transportation that today you can buy for a few $100s. One of those scooters, electric scooters, will do a lot better for you. Lighter, put it in the trunk, charge, give you the same speed, give you the same distance as Segway. So Segway have incredible technology, very expensive, totally out of reach, total fail.
It must have been pretty cool technology in order to keep a clumsy human being upright no matter what happens.
Very much so. It's gyroscopical, computerized gyroscope.
But then any idea how much it weighed, or people were paying for these or not paying?
Actually, people who bought them, which is mostly these tour groups that stand on them.
See them on the beach.
Yeah, exactly. It costs over $5,000. Too expensive. Don't make any sense.
Right, for the average person.
And it's not portable. For the average person, it's not relevant. That's why it failed.
Super heavy also, right?
Super heavy. You can hardly lift it to put it in your trunk. So it's not doing anything revolutionary. It's barely surviving with these tour guides.
But it's America, and this is the free world, so you have to try, right?
Exactly. Somebody tried and lost.
Absolutely. Well, hey, it's all right. Maybe something else good will come from it. David, one more time. We do have to go. How do we get in touch with you?
Our phone number is 954-998-7200. We'd love to take your calls, and we're the best in Florida.
There you go. Gotta go. I'm John Crocker, but thank you so much to Daniel Frischberg. Thank you to the beautiful Alicia. Of course, big thanks to America's technology guru, David Shimon.